Not at all. What? Hi guys, Yacca here. So this time I have a really interesting and very difficult deck for you guys that I want to introduce you to. And that is Miracle or Garrotte Rogue, Strangle Rogue, there's a lot of names for it. And the list I'm playing is the exact list that Monsanto brought to Grandmasters this past weekend and had great success, and he had great success with it. But I have to warn you guys, it is difficult to master. And I can see from HS Replay, from the stats tracking websites, that it has a horrible win rate. And I understand that. But be aware that's not exactly indicating that the deck is bad. It is just the way I see it, my indication of it is that people try it out, it's difficult, maybe a little bit too difficult, and then people stop playing it again after maybe like 10-15 games. And then the win rate really suffers. I would say over the first 12 to 15 games that I played with Garrotte Rogue, on this exact list, I only won 2 matches. I was all over the place and I didn't have the right strategies, I didn't have the right plan, I didn't calculate how much damage I could actually push out in a turn. So I did not do my due diligence and try to prepare in my turn and in my opponent's turn to go for my next turn. So that's a clear advice before we go into the mulligan and talk about the deck and what to be aware of and the combos. My clear recommendation for you guys, because after I played these, I'm jumping a little bit around, but let's just say I played these 12-15 games and I almost won none of them. And for the last hour of play, I haven't lost a single match with this one. I don't say this is the new meta break or anything, but if you do get good at playing this deck, you do find wins significantly with this list. So the struggle that you have in matchups are a little bit more on the aggressive side. If your opponent gives you a few turns to draw cards, set it up, getting like cheap spells in your hand, you just need a few turns, maybe until turn 5, 6, optimally maybe turn 7, and then you will actually be able to win from there. And that sometimes is not possible with aggressive when you're playing against aggressive decks. So there's a skewed matchup there, but like Quest Warlock, Quest Mage in particular, they give you enough time to finish and set up your miracle turn and to play a lot of cards. So that's kind of the wins, the setup. Right now I'm having great fun with the deck and I'm gonna play some more with it, because right now I'm on a winning streak and it's hilarious once you get set up and you need to play a lot of cards and react and all this kind of stuff. If you want to see more like this, do subscribe. There's a lot of you people coming in. It's great, and I feel motivated, and it's perfect, and all great. So thank you to the subscribers. Thank you for just tuning in and watching the content. That's perfectly great. I appreciate each and every one of you for having a look, commenting, subscribing, giving that like, whatever. Also the feedback that you give where I can improve stuff, that feels great. So thank you for that, and let's have a look at the mulligan. On the mulligan side, many times when I do play a new deck and I want to figure out what's really good, what to keep, having a look at why, if people, to see if people are keeping a card that actually drops the win rate, or is not keeping a card which increases the win rate. I usually have some help with the like HS replay, where I have a look there and to see how the cards are actually working and how they're played and all this kind of stuff that I just mentioned. But this one does not have that many games that I have a good sample size to do it. So this is going to be my own impression on what to keep, what to do, and on the match specific, on the class specific matchups. I'll try to give a little bit of advice, but it's difficult to really segregate it. Generally, if you're talking about the aggressive lineups when you're again facing a hunter, for instance. So if you're facing a priest, many priests right now are usually shadow priest, aggro shadow priest. You want to keep a little bit of board control, removal. You want to focus on getting maybe keeping your extortion, brain freeze, backstabs, that kind of stuff, to make sure that you do not get that much damage early game. Other than that, all other decks, and also kind of with the aggressive decks, you really want to try and go for drawing cards. So for instance, what you really want to get is sketchy information. Sketchy information is great with Loan Shark because you don't give your opponent a coin. I don't think it's really all that, because you benefit a lot more out of the coins. Many times I just drop the Loan Shark, even if I draw it out of the sketchy information, I just draw it. Because giving your opponent that little bit of tempo comes back immensely more when you get the coins out of the Loan Shark. But what seems to have the highest win rate in the mulligan is, across most matchups, Gadgets and Auctioneer. So I usually want to keep this in my starting hand. And a good supporting card for that is the Efficient Octopod. So this is kind of the bread and butter of the deck. You have to get it to an Auctioneer. That's the motor that allows you to draw a lot of cards. You have your cheap spells. You have 6 0-cost spells, but you also have your Loan Shark, which also generates, each and one will generate 2 for you. So if you do draw both, that's another 4 spells that is free, and also generates your mana. And you might even be on the coin as well, giving you another cheap spell that also generates mana that cycles through the deck. So what you want to do is that when you've discounted your hand, or you have enough mana or coins in your hand, you want to drop your Gadgets and Auctioneer, and as soon as possible you want to get your Ethereal Orc Merchant down, and then you start drawing through the deck. You want to Shadow Step and drop your Ethereal Orc Merchant again, for instance on your Gadgets and Auctioneer, to give that spell damage. And then you might already have played it, but you want to drop your Garrottes and put the bleeds in the deck, because whenever you draw a bleed, that one also gets the spell damage. So what is really important to do is that you shuffle all this stuff in, and then you start the cycle. You play a lot of cheap spells, and you want to make sure that you can continue going on that specific game plan. You want to draw through your deck as soon as possible, because if you get all 6 bleeds in the deck and you just get 2 Ethereal Orc Merchants, or that you Shadow Step 1, each of them will be 4. So just the bleeds on their own, if you draw through all of them, that's going to be 24 damage. And for a little bit more reach towards the end, you also have your where are they? Sinister Strikes. So that's 5 damage a pop per Sinister Strike if you have like 2 spell damage on your Gadgets and Auctioneer. I am quite a boomer player. I'm in gaming terms really old, and I do not have those good reaction skills, and I don't have like where you can click and see and adjust fast. I'm not as adept at that as many of you other guys that are watching me. So you probably have the list sorted out a little bit more. But what actually helped me a lot was to just slow down You know what you want to do, you know the game plan, but have a look at your turn. So do the plays that you want to do, that you know you want to do, and maybe you have 0 mana left. But it's a game, and you need to make sure that you play the game in over the course of the remaining of your turn as well. So if you use 30 seconds of your turn to do the necessary plays to set up for future turns or discount your cards, whatever might be the case, use the 60 seconds that's left to try and calculate how much mana do you need to play the finishing combo, the Gadgets and the Ethereal Oak Merchant. How many cards can you generate? How much mana can you actually generate to play even more stuff? How many bleeds are in the deck? How big is your deck size really? And can you even draw through all of it or most of it if you do drop the Gadgets and Auctioneer and you drop all the cheap spells that you have in your hand? You can't exactly calculate the probabilities of that, but you can get a good amount of the way. And then when you use the remaining of your turn, all of your opponent's turn, when it goes back to you and you used a lot of time to consider and figuring out, and then you have the game plan going in. So when you do have your pop-off turn, if you're a boomer like me or a little bit on the slow reaction skills like I am as well, then you start the turn fast. You need to start playing and you need to start doing getting the spell damage. Spell damage is really important, so start ticking in that spell damage as soon as you can, and then drop the Garrote, get your bleeds in the deck, and then each and every spell out of that you play will then draw out and have a higher chance of getting a bleed, giving damage to your opponent. But use the time. That's the really main difference between when I started playing this Garrotte Rogue until the point of time where I am right now. And eventually it'll be second nature. You'll have it in the back of your mind. Well, it costs this. The Ethereal Oak Merchant is free. You have this many spells. The deck size is roughly 18 cards. You have one Garrote played. Okay, now I can just pop off. That becomes a little bit more second nature, but you really, really have to think about it in the beginning. But if you put in the time, you take it slow, you do the calculations, you see what you can do with the deck, then you can actually make this one work. I think this is TLDR and too much of me rambling along, but let's move on into the gameplay so you can see what I mean, and you can have a look at the deck in action. And I'll just say, when you get this to work, it's frustrating in the beginning, but when you get it to work, it is definitely fun.
Valera versus Illithid.
Feel the hatred of 10,000 years.
Remember my blades.
There's the Auctioneer. Oh, there is fun. Sketchy information is also quite good. Let's see if we can wait until we get the spell damage. I could put in the bleeds. And then drop the sketchy information. Two, and then there's gonna be another. And I could go for bleach, really like 5 damage a piece.
So
4,
many options.
15, 19. So if I get the other bleed, I get that at some point. Then I get 19, and these two, which is another 10. I think we're fine to do this. just to clear out the hand just a little bit. Then sketchy information, which gets me 3 cards. I'll lose 1, so that's fine. He's still going to. So he's the lifesteal demon hunter as well. Unless it is. Oh, nice. Well, that fell. Fell demon hunter 9. I got 10. Could drop this, but then I kind of need to clear out the hand a little bit more. It could be the Sinister Strike, which I'm not too thrilled about. I want the spell damage. But it's too early for the Gadget Sand. If you do get, like, best draw would probably be the Octobot.
Demons.
I can drop the Octobot and then just do a Brain Freeze. And then I'll discount the hand. And then on turn 5 I should be able to like completely pop off. Uh, 26. So this saying that we don't have the 3 bleeds, then it's 22.
I see.
22. Draw 1, 2. No, right now I'm not drawing too many. But imagine that I get the Octobot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cloak Shadows. Could kind of go for these 2. But then I need to drop even more. So maybe I just drop this one. Give it another turn. But it would kind of be fine. It'd be a little bit awkward to overdraw the Octobot, but other than that, or the Garrote. Still, I think I'm fine to do this. He's also going to overdraw 1. That's also worth something. So Alacrity and then the regular draw. Il'gynoth.
My hand is full.
Yes. Well, Kane isn't that run in the Fell Demon Hunter. I think that's actually. This is actually Fell Demon Hunter, I think. Then this one could be good in the next turn. Let's give me 1 more turn to set it up.
Pleasure doing business.
21. If I say that I don't have the bleeds, there will be order cost. It's 21. Then I'll go to 5 and then 6. So I need 2 more turns the way it is right now. I'll go to 19.
Demons.
And then 1,
Demons.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Time grows short.
That'll be 14. 6 I can draw out of those. Really like that stuff did not happen. At least this one is still there. Okay. Okay, I get to replenish my hand pretty fine. The coins need to draw those now. Oh man.
Efficient is sufficient.
Great. I still shroud, but then I need another turn to set it up. I have 3 minions left, so I'm guaranteed to get an auctioneer on the next turn.
My quest, my revenge, it all ends here.
I think a Cloak of Shadows would be really good because he still needs to hit me in order to finish the game. It's kind of like, ugh. Go from here.
Efficient is sufficient.
Let's do this. Shadow step. And then we go. I have another merchant as well. Guess we go for this.
Please civil my discretion.
Initiating overdrive.
Getting that one back.
Dysfunctional.
I think we're fine here. He needs to do 20 points of damage from what I can see. Maybe it's possible. But next turn, maybe I should have traded in the 3-4. Just in case he does have silence. How important is that?
They will never catch me.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. But how much? I have 3 spells, 2 coins in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 draws, 2 less. So that's we just should be fine here.
Your end comes now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Your end comes now.
We'll get another turn. It's a little bit annoying to the spell damage, but we're fine. We'll be fine. And then I have draw there. It should be. I just need to go. 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 That one.
My discretion.
And this one. And then for prep. Conceal. That one. I kind of need that one as well.
You're paying for my discretion.
Coin. Yes, shadow step as well. Hey, we're there. Hey, easy peasy.
Valera versus Jaina.
Okay.
You asked for it. Remember my blades.
Swindle is actually good. Shrunk concealment. I'll draw that through these, I guess. Getting this many minions, like 3 minions, might clog up my hand a little bit. We'll try. We'll try. Brain freeze is good Because then I can use Brain Freeze in conjunction with so many other things. By so many other things, I think it's great to use on your own efficient Octobot. I guess I can... Does that activate the combo? I'm actually not 100% sure. Let's do the first hits. Maybe just Shroud first. Combo's playing a card, right? Lone Shark. Dude. So let's go for this one. We'll progress this quest, but I'll get some coins in my hand. I guess I'll just freeze it, but let's see. Still looks pretty good. Let's see if we can manage to get auctioneer, at least one auctioneer, or at least see if we can get one auctioneer. There we go. That's the combo pieces. I'll shuffle this in. Octobot. Nice. 7, 8, 9. I'm still fine. Ow. And then I might want to Cloak of Shadows this turn. Backstab would be really good. Well, I could actually then efficient Octobot, Brain Freeze. And then Cloak. And then we start hammering.
Efficient is sufficient.
Brain Freeze.
Initiating overdrive.
Gaining Stove. Getting that one. Also kind of where I want this one to die, really. Okay, I should have used more time on this turn to try and figure out exactly what to do here. 24.
Efficient is sufficient.
This, we'll wait another turn. Sketch information, and it gets me 3 cards. That's 8, that goes to 10. And I guess I prep. I prep. Sketchy. Gets me another card, 2 more coins. Then we go this one. I'm gonna give him a coin. It's gonna be fine.
Too soon. Cold sharp steel.
And then I'm gonna use the rest of my turn to try and calculate this stuff out. So these are gonna give me, I imagine it's gonna be at least 1 coin. 2 coins, that's 3. 3, 4. Get these. It's gonna be 1 spell damage. 4, 5. 4, 5. And 1 spell damage. How many bleeds in there? 4, 5 cast, that's 11. It's 4. Go to 8. Garrotte and Sinister Strike, Shadow Steps. Got 1 Shadow Step there. 2 damage. I think we should be fine. Another Merchant. Let's go.
I got the best deals anywhere. You're paying for my discretion. You're paying for my discretion.
Let's get this one going. Here we go. that one goes.
For my discretion.
Let's get this one out there. Probably need to do that. Brain freeze backstab will also get me more stuff, like so. This feels amazing when you do have the time for it. You just start hammering. Oh man, woohoo!